What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Iron podcast. We are first timers here, except for the only one here who is Jenna, who will be introduced soon. And today we'll talk about the casual story of COVID-19. My name is Gabriel Amen, and I'm here today with, let's go down the line. I'll start off with Bryce.
Hi, I'm Bryce Emi. I also graduated from Sonoma State.
Nice. Jenna.
Hi, I'm Jenna Moreno. I did not graduate from Sonoma State.
Oh, and Jenna's the one that has podcast experience.
I do.
We got Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm an Omen main, and I also graduated from Sonoma State University.
And we got Sean.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Sean. I have not graduated.
Nice. So, pretty much today we're going to talk about COVID and everything before and after, and the effects on that it has on us. I decided to go this route because normally in podcasts it's like journalists or people that do it all the time, talk show hosts, so on. But we are just five quote unquote normal people, and I just wanted to see how it would go because I think that COVID has different effects on different people depending on your status in life. But yeah. So let's just start off by saying with the first question, which would be, what do you guys think that life was like before we even heard about COVID? Any takers?
I want to say like normalcy. I mean, COVID really can't really change what normal is like now compared to what we've been used to back in beginning of March. And then up until mid-March, obviously everything changed the way for everyone how to live and how to take your health and safety even more serious in a sense.
Yeah.
But like the way work is now, way school is now, the way just I don't know, like everything as a whole is completely different. But I think for the time and age that we're in right now, like we're able for adaptability, like we can adapt to it usually.
Yeah, I was just
But
earlier I was thinking it's hard for me to even think about how we were living before. 'Cause,
yeah,
like one thing, like me and my sister were watching what's that show? World of Dance, and then it was filmed this summer before it all started, and then there's people in the crowds and stuff like that, just like around each other, and we were talking, just saying, this is so weird, just being able to see people like that.
yeah, it's like now it's just like this whole 6 feet apart and trying to stay away from like everyone for your own safety and for their safety as well.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to what we can usually do is where we can just walk past each other, obviously not wearing a mask, making everything is just normal. But a virus that is now become global is making everyone around the world live differently. But life back then is it was great, but now it's not as great, I guess. I don't know what the right term of that is, but I don't know if anyone else wants to elaborate on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if great is the best word to use in that
Yeah,
situation right there. I think the word you're looking for is different.
different.
I
Overall.
think it's just a different, take things into a different perspective when we got,
Hmm.
I guess, the danger of a disease going around, a virus going around.
Yeah.
We want to, we when someone used to sneeze next to you, it's more concerned about saying bless you than,
Then, get up,
contracting whatever.
you got COVID. Oh,
Yeah, get away.
Yeah, get away.
you know, it used to be, greeted by a smile and a bless you, and now it's greeted by disgust looks and stepping away.
Yep.
So I think it's just, I don't think that life was necessarily better.
Mhm.
Maybe if you're looking at it from like, I'm not going to say that, but yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, definitely. I was just gonna say like it's something that I never like had to think about or like stop to think about where it's
Right.
like we weren't in a situation to feel like we had to think about how life pre-COVID uh you know was different, like what a life in a pandemic like might look like. It's like that's something that never even crossed my mind you know um so like adjusting to that is just like weird.
Especially
know.
because we've been in it for so long.
Yeah.
Um,
There's like all these memes where it's just like it's like, oh, it was supposed to be a 2-week lockdown, you know?
yeah.
We
Oh
left
yeah,
for
true.
like we left for people still in school. We left for spring break and we never came back. You
Yeah,
know? So
that was literally us. Like at Sonoma, we hit spring break, and all these great things were about to happen, and planning ahead for, at least for me, for graduating in May of 2020 of this past spring. It's just like all these ideas of like celebrating. I'm going to be graduating from college, moving on in life. All just got pretty much just blown away from coronavirus.
Yeah,
Like
because
everything changed.
you were just graduating too. Well, before this
Yeah,
all happened.
and having possible internship like opportunities and or a full-time job just really like I want to say the word screwed, but really just they kind of really screw me over. But now I'm just like looking for a job, and finding a job is hard because a bunch of businesses are laying a bunch of people off from their jobs, and obviously you see in the news like unemployment's on an all-time high right now. Like within the past 3 months, like people are relying on unemployment right now because there's no one hiring because of
I feel like that's changing though, because a lot of
yeah,
things are opening now and stuff like
yeah,
that.
which is good now to hear. Like businesses are opening up, but I did hear that San Diego recently just went to the highest safety level now, so they closed all the businesses because they have more cases now of COVID-19.
All right. Well, besides that fact, like moving on to that after that, another thing is so when the pandemic did hit, like I don't know what everybody was doing, but how did you feel at first?
Mostly just scared because, I mean, as far as outbreaks go, like in my lifetime at least, like the only outbreaks we've had were like the measles and stuff, and you didn't have to quarantine for that, like there's a cure for measles and stuff, and all you heard was on the news that there was just this outbreak for COVID and they didn't have a cure for it. It was affecting a bunch of people. There's a lot of fatalities going on. So it just was
Were there
really.
more earlier?
Were there what?
Were there more earlier? I don't remember. Like I can't recall. Like the death ratio was it?
Yes,
now?
because remember they didn't really know that people had COVID because it was
Okay.
kind of hidden. It was keeping on the down low for a while, so they just thought people were coming in with like the flu and stuff or some other symptoms, and they would just die because they weren't being treated properly.
I think I heard some stories about that too as well.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
remember it. Sorry, go on.
No, oh, okay. I was just gonna say that because like when it did first hit, I wasn't sure how to feel about it because it's just so it was just so out of nowhere. And what was I doing? Probably like homework or something when this happened. I was still living up in Rohnert Park, which was I don't. It's kind of a weird question to like. I'm trying to elaborate on it.
Let me explain how I felt.
All right.
I think when if I recall correctly, when I first heard about it, when me and Alan, my roommate of the time, to be honest, we kind of dismissed the fact that it was gonna be such a big thing. We thought it was
Right.
just gonna be, a
Something
different
small.
strain. I'm not sure if I remember. Maybe like a different strain of the flu or something that wasn't gonna blow up as big as COVID has.
Okay.
So, to be honest, I think we were like pretty like chill and kind of cool felt cool because we didn't have to go to school for the next 2 weeks.
True.
But then, when they kept pushing it back, now it's a month, now it's 2 months, now you're graduating from home. Then, somewhere along those lines, we had finally, set in that, maybe it's a lot bigger than we thought.
Then you think,
Or than we had thought back in the day.
yeah.
I feel
back.
like I also dismissed it like very heavily because up until we were forced to quarantine, like I was still going out and like large crowds, out to like eat, out to like parties and stuff, just because I was kind of like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But in reality, it was super bad. It was horrible.
Was it
Yes.
announced? Was COVID announced in March, or is that when the quarantine started?
That's when the
Quarantine.
quarantine.
That's when the
started.
quarantine
Yeah, like
started.
like
End
mid
of
March
March.
was like when
Yeah.
we hit spring break. I remember like coronavirus is on the rise, and I honestly too dismissed it during that week before we started spring break back in March, and
You
that's when I
know,
went to that's when I went to Tahoe, and I just remember like, oh, like I remember like I know like San Jose State and SF State, they all like canceled class, like not canceled
Yeah,
class, but they
I
moved
remember.
online.
I remember hearing about
Mhm.
I remember hearing
And
about
then
that.
I was like, huh, like my cousin went to San Jose State and she told me that her classes were all online. They recommend everyone going home and staying safe. And I was just thinking, like, is Sonoma State going to do that? Are we going all fully online? And then, like, the week of spring break, that first Friday when we started to break, like, went to Tahoe. We got an email saying classes canceled up until the following Monday of when we come back from spring break. And there's that whole like question of curiosity, like, are we going to go online? Are we not going to go back in person anymore?
For the
And
rest
then
of the
like,
semester.
yeah, and then they kept emailing us saying, oh, classes canceled up until like the first second week.
Yeah, we got like 3.
Yeah, we got
Every
like 3
other week.
emails.
Every week it'd
Yeah,
be
and
classes
it was
canceled.
like, oh, we're gonna come back April like 12th or 4th, the 12th or 14th, and saying like, oh, that's when we're gonna start classes again because of quarantine. But then eventually, like the virus spread too fast,
and then it
and
set
people were
in.
getting super sick, and then that's when it switched all online. Like by the end of that
Yeah.
spring break week.
I think that the moment it switched online is when I started thinking about it a little more seriously than I was.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, wow, this is actually like a serious, this is a serious like disease going around, killing thousands of people at the time, and didn't really it didn't really process for a lot of us because I think a lot of us too were just in denial as well.
Yeah.
I think that's like everyone's first reaction to something. For like,
Right.
we can't go out, we can't go to bars, we can't go out to restaurants or public, just public areas or events were getting canceled and people were kind of getting mad about it. And then I know like I too was mad about it, but in reality, like, you go on the news and you hear about, more cases of COVID happening every day.
Yeah.
People, are dying. Kind of like really sets into you. And it's kind of just at this point, it's like, okay, I'm going to try my best to like, stay in as possible, keep your bubble small of who you're going to see. And I think like, for some people too, it helped them being honest as well. Like now I have a few friends who are honest about, I went out here, I go out here. Like,
Yeah, I can see that.
like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's
Because
just
you don't
like,
want to, you don't want to spread it. You don't want to get
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially
Right.
for like majority of us, like we still live with our parents, and my parents are in their mid 50s going into their 60s, and and that's what they factor in as a probability of contracting the virus. And so for me at least, it's like I have parents at home. I'm only gonna have people who are gonna stay home, who do this, or like just try to not go out and to public events without wearing a mask.
Yeah, I'm in the same
Um,
route because when I moved back home from my apartment,
Mhm.
my grandpa lived with us, so then that made me think because like it was said that it only affected like the elderly and the older people.
The elderly, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
no, that was another thing
Totally
that kind
forgot
of tripped me
about
out,
that.
right?
Totally forgot that they
Mhm.
were just for a while they were pushing. Oh yeah, if you're like in this young age where you're like either I don't know, maybe like 10 and like mid 20s, and your immune system or whatever is supposed to be
Good.
Like good.
supposed to be top notch, right? Then you're totally good. It's just we got to worry about the old people and people who have like pre-existing like conditions and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember
like-
that.
Now we're like
Everybody.
we're all no one's safe from it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
No one's safe from it. I
Yeah.
know for a while they were saying people, or not people, but like children, like people under the age of 10 and stuff, are like immune to it completely and
Mhm.
whatnot. And
It was weird because
It's
it was
just
like
not
you're
true.
immune. You're immune, but you can still contract it and you can still pass it on.
Yeah,
That's
like-
what I think. What if it was just like a? This is crazy. Like, what if it was like a stunt, or they came up with that thought to get the young people to stay inside?
Illuminati.
I don't know.
But I will tell you this now. El Dorado, as of today, my high school I grew up in Placentia, Davis told me a teacher got contracted with coronavirus today, and 2 students have contracted coronavirus today at El Dorado
That's crazy.
Really?
because we went to
That was
hybrid.
tough.
Still happening.
Davis told me today, and
Well-
yeah, and it's like
It's so random.
our Davis said it happened on Tuesday, but they just sent an email today.
Yeah. Wait, do you guys have?
So they're gonna switch back to online.
Yes, they should have done that
A
because
long
right
time
now
ago.
they literally just this past Monday they just switched to hybrid. They just went to hybrid, which is you have the choice of either going in, or you can stay all completely online. Luckily, my brother chose to stay all online and stay at home.
Did he ever go in?
No, he never. He
Oh,
only
okay.
goes on campus to drop off ceramic projects because that's the only thing they need to fire in the kiln.
That was my favorite class.
But yeah, ceramics is the best class. Yeah, when he's telling me right now, like when he goes, there's no one on campus. Like it's just usually him.
Smart.
And they drop it off like 6 feet apart at a table and just with the name on it, and then he just takes it and puts it in the kiln. So we have safety measures, of course. Like everywhere has safety measures, but like in class lectures now, it's just kind of like you're going in at a risk, even with the mask on too, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, I heard Davis told me today. He goes, we got an email from district saying that 2 students and a faculty member, I think they said it was a teacher, contracted the virus, and so now I think they're kind of start to rethink the process of doing hybrid in class learning. But I mean, from the start, to me at least, it didn't really seem like a really good way to start it, just because it puts the professor at risk, or the teachers at risk, and it puts the kids at risk too.
Yeah.
Like even though you may not have it or you don't seem to have it, you can get it in some way, shape, or form. Like there's that really low percentage of you getting it, but that's still a percentage for you to contract it.
Yeah.
So it's still scary to think about that too. Luckily I'm kind of glad Davis made. I mean, for his sake, he just said, there's no effing way I'm going to go into class and, get my parents sick and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, even today, even like we're trying to, slowly crawl back to normalcy by taking baby steps, it's still affecting us majorly too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, digressing from like schools and like the school itself. That's one thing is
Yeah.
like the way that you think of like the pandemic and stuff like that, and like what it means to you now. It's like more morals and everything, because when you were talking, I was getting a lot of, you were thinking about your family and your safety, of course, and their
Yeah.
safety, and it's a really, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but I just think it's interesting how since there's a pandemic, then people start thinking about safety and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a curse and a blessing, I think, because sure, it's terrible. I mean, yes, it's terrible that it's going on and everything, but it allowed people to open their minds about it and their safety and health. And I think that, I don't know if this goes for like everybody, but a lot of people have changed the way that they live and
Oh,
cleanliness.
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
100%, 100%. It's like kind of bouncing off of that. It's like, I feel like, at least for me, it's been good for me to like realize a lot of the stuff that I thought I was like really passionate about, and the pandemic has like helped me find like one and go back to things that I've liked, but then it's also like driven me away from a handful of whatever, it's just like it's a new arc in the
Yeah.
character development,
Yeah. It kind of like makes you rethink of like possibilities too, of like rethinking like, oh, I should have, done this or had the opportunity to take that, or, use the opportunity I had in the past to go do something, because, like, I don't know, like for example, like traveling or something, like if you like had to, the choice to study abroad like a year ago, let's first say that, and now
No,
we're in
you
a
can't.
pandemic, and like just stuff like that, like small stuff, like I could have done this, and I could have
Makes
seen
you
something
think.
different.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
you think about
yeah.
yourself, and I mean, it has made me think about myself, which is, I mean, I'm trying to still secure this job, but it's not working, and
Mm-hmm.
COVID is making me lazier. I think. I mean, it brings out my
Yeah.
lazy. It brought out my lazy side. Online school.
Yeah.
It brings out my lazy side because I'm home. I'm on my
hate it.
computer all
It
day.
sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I'm glad I'm not doing online school, but like hearing it from like other people who are still in school, like for example, like you and Sean and Davis, and, some of my friends who are still in their last year of college, it's just like they don't feel like they're getting the education that they're paying for too as well, because you can go to a community college and get the same education doing that as well.
Yeah,
And
for cheap.
I feel like it's kind of just an overcharge of what you're actually trying to get, because you can do class online at a community college for cheaper too as well.
True.
And I think the incentive of like you're behind a computer screen, what 4 to 5 hours a day, a little bit
Sucks.
more. Yeah,
It's
it
the worst.
sucks. Yeah,
Like literally.
like
I mean,
It's
like-
so
it
bad.
could suck for a lot. It sucks for a lot of people, but
but some
But-
people like it.
For Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like for you, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, just like, but like I know like some people who would like that lifestyle working from home. Like my dad, like he loves working from home now.
Yeah.
Because one, he doesn't have to commute. Two, like he can wake up in his pajamas and go to work and just sit there and just work all day and still be productive. Like there's everything has pros and cons in life.
of
And
course.
so some people try to make the best of it, which is always a plus, and some people try, are not trying to make the best, but they're trying to make the best, but they're not enjoying it as their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mm.
How far? Like our talk has gone through what, all of COVID so far, like from when it started to now.
Kind of now, yeah.
Moving
now.
back, moving back to like when it started. Let's just say in the midst of it. Like what
Okay.
are some of the things that we have done to cope with it? And I'm pretty sure all 5 of us know that like one main thing.
Hey, you want to say it, Andrew? You want to say it?
Yeah. What?
Sit on 3.
Yeah. I'll
You all
got you.
want
I'll
to say it
got
on
you.
3?
Let me hear the 4 of you say it. 1, 2, 3.
Valve.
Video.
Which team-
That's
That's not as smooth as I thought it would go.
Oh, wait,
That's
what?
not-
Video games? Valorant?
But yes, video games, Valorant specifically, like that game, it came out. The beta came out like in the middle, in the early.
Yeah,
stages of
I think it came out like April, May.
Mhm.
I think it came out like mid-April. I want to say it came out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's when
guys-
the beta
yeah,
came
I
out.
know you guys have been playing it like in the beta because I didn't play during the beta.
yeah, you
like,
you got on
I was
late.
really heavy into it when
It
when
came
it
out.
released. And it's
When
like
was that?
having people to play it with, especially. You know,
Mhm.
Or just like talk to people, even if it's online.
Yeah,
Just like conversating with people, like it helps a lot.
yeah.
I think for most of us,
June
I
2nd.
mean, besides the video game aspect of it, it was just our social escape
Yeah.
Yeah,
during
Because since-
COVID.
and
Everyone's getting this, kind of like cabin fever, where
Yeah,
humanity,
exactly.
you haven't seen people in like a month, and you used to see people every other day.
yeah,
So I think it kind of helped us
Mhm.
cope
Like-
with the isolation aspect
Yeah.
of COVID.
yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't
Exa-
even met 2 of the people on this podcast in real life. I haven't met Gabe in real life. I haven't met Jenna in real life.
True.
Sorry.
Sorry.
yeah. It's funny to think about that too. It's just like, well, okay, everyone in this I've met in person and in real life, but then it's like at the same time, like I haven't talked to Jenna since January, and then like
Of
COVID
what?
hit
2019.
of 2020.
I mean, yeah.
2020
So I'm like,
December of
dates,
19. But like even then, I'm like, I just thought about it. I'm like, if this didn't happen, like I wouldn't be talking to her again and reconnecting and playing games. And same thing too. Like I just thought about like there's like one night I was just thinking about like, what if we didn't have technology this advanced nowadays?
Oh, it's okay. Think about the what was it? The Spanish flu, right? Is that
the Spanish flu
That's
back,
the last.
back then.
Like when did that happen?
Let me look this up real quick.
History. Not my
Dawn
forte.
Dawn of time.
The dawn of time.
1918 to
Spanish flu killed the
1920.
dinosaurs.
See, yeah, okay. 1918 and 1920, they had no technology, and I wonder how they got through it.
Yeah,
Right.
50
I don't-
million.
That's true.
Yeah, 50 million people
Yeah.
lost their lives during that time.
Yeah, so
Just-
that's why it's crazy that this next pandemic or whatever has happened in the time of technology. That's where we are. So many
And-
people are working online and everything, and everyone can do everything online, and that's why that's why I think it didn't hit me as hard, is because especially since I'm going to online schooling, and it's allowed me to just this summer all I did was I was inside playing video games, but that's what I love to do. That's what I've done for a lot of my
Yes.
life. So it wasn't really that big of a change to me,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why I still think it's like a double-edged sort of curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I just always imagine like, what if we never advance this far into not only technology but also like medicine as well.
Yo, we'd be
Like-
so out of it right now. We would not.
Like,
It would be
It would
so
just be
bad.
like medicine and science just behind
Yeah.
all of this is just we've gone to this point where we've had numerous cures for even just like sickness as well, and like the biggest factor to me as well is that like when they were saying like we can never get a cure for coronavirus or some sort of vaccine for like they were saying, oh, this can take up to 5 years
Mhm.
of our life. And I'm just thinking in the long run like, wow. But one day like with the technology and the science behind medicine that we have now, it's like it's actually kind of we're getting closer and closer every day of trying to figure out a vaccine for this virus and something that can work for
I've
everyone.
seen so many things saying that they have found one, but they're still in production. The last thing I heard was it's not going to come out till like something 2021.
Yeah, like but by like somewhere sometime next year.
Well, even then, even if they do, like eventually have a vaccine, it's not like that's going to be accessible to
Exactly,
Everybody, yeah.
everyone.
All these
Yes.
hurdles that people
Right.
got to jump through.
Like health insurance. It's like, are you gonna be able to buy it? Or is your insurance gonna be able to cover it? Or are you
even
going to pay out
literal
of
physical
pocket?
distance.
Oh yeah, like physical
That too.
distance of like people obtaining and having access to the vaccine is when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I personally coming, from a biology major.
Oh yes, Mr. Bio over
Yes.
here.
It's great and all, that they're coming up with like plans of like, oh, we should have something ready by, XYZ date, In the end, it really doesn't matter. It really matters about like the quality of that vaccine, It doesn't matter like what if they get the vaccine out, right? And they can get it to everybody, but the immunity
But it's
only
a
lasts for
goofy
3
vaccine.
months,
Yeah.
or the virus mutates, and all of a sudden now they're
You
stuck
guys-
with another 2 years to come up with something that's going to last for 3 years,
Yeah.
It's in this up and down cycle of
Cat and mouse.
having
yeah.
a vaccine versus not having a vaccine. So honestly, it like speaks to the need for us to not focus on a cure but fix the problem, if you know what I mean.
And that's what all the
Yeah.
stay inside, wear a mask. That's what all of
we're
that
trying to
is.
work on the quarantine, wearing
The
the mask.
quarantine, yeah. But like people, I think especially in America, like people don't like being told what to do, even for like health and safety. And it's kind of just it baffles me. Like you look on the news and you look at these other countries, like I think it was Australia and the UK now, like they're starting to have a spike in coronavirus cases, and they shut down. Like they're on a 3-week shutdown, I think, and they're
Where's that?
telling people staying somewhere in Europe. I want to say it's London or like UK and Australia are having this they're starting to see an increase in cases of coronavirus,
Yeah.
and they put it to a state of emergency, or pretty much not a state, but like the country just shut down. They're just like no in or out, stay inside for 3 weeks, and they're just trying to cut back on it. And like people will listen. I mean, obviously there's gonna be other opinionated voices about that, of like them telling them what to do and what they believe and it's real or not, or if it's a hoax or not, or if government set it up to be.
I mean, me personally, I don't see why people think it's a hoax. Like,
Yeah,
It's so,
when people say it's a hoax,
it's
and
just-
like
it's so
and
like
when you know-
lighthearted.
One demographic in particular that
yeah,
thinks it's a hoax.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say what group of people that is.
yeah.
We all
But-
know.
We all
Yeah.
know.
I mean personally, like I know of a close friend's close friend of a friend who contracted it and passed away. So like to me, like when that was like, all right, like try to keep your distance. I mean, I obviously like you learn from it through experience.
Yeah.
Is like one of the key things in life is like you don't know it until you go through it and what you experience that feeling of of grief and like and mourning for someone else who has lost their life and passed away. And so, I think people like either haven't really experienced that yet, like if someone had contracted it and passed away, or just even contracted it in general. It's kind of hard to say that too, just because it's like, well, it's kind of biased now because you know someone that hasn't. But like even then, it's just like from my opinion, from what I saw, like I've seen my friends, parents, they're really sad and they were very heartbroken at that experience of what they went through, and it's not something I don't want to go through or see anyone else go through. So
Yeah, and it's those experiences that really just show people. I'd hope it show people that how serious this really is. And
yeah,
I just hope that.
But it's just sad that you have to go through like that situation to understand
Yeah.
it, you know? Like,
yeah,
And it's like even when people like know people who are experiencing it, but like might still not believe that it's like real and affecting lives. Like
Mhm.
that's like a lack of empathy, you know? That's
Yeah.
like how can you not at least empathize with that?
yes,
Yeah, I think it really comes down to like, yeah, that putting yourself in someone else's shoes and seeing, I feel like people really just don't know the meaning of that. Like I don't know, they just can't physically see, or they can't see themselves, having lost a loved one, or,
hmm
and I think that's where a lot of the problems stem from. People only really focus about themselves here in America. And I think that's why we're like, case leaders and death leaders now. I don't know if we're death leaders, but I think we're case leaders.
yeah,
yeah,
It's-
by far.
Seems like every other
Yeah.
day we're setting a record.
Yeah.
At first it was Florida. And now it's just the United States.
yeah.
And yeah.
It's to this point where I mean, I'm gonna say this, but we're the laughing stock of the world right now.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one.
Ooh,
It's-
Unfortunately.
not even because
Yeah.
COVID. Not even gonna bring up politics.
No, don't want to bring up politics in this podcast.
God, that's
not
another.
politics.
That's another
Not
thing.
politics. The U.S. is laughing stock of the world right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, there.
For
Not
multiple
politics.
reasons. For
No,
multiple
I mean, I'm
For
saying.
multiple reasons.
I was never mind. I was gonna say it's
No,
because
no,
of.
say
I'm
it,
not.
you go.
I'm not gonna say it's because of our politics, but that's another reason I think why we would be considered the laughing stock.
Yeah,
Agree or disagree with that? It's true.
yeah. It's based
What if I
facts,
disagree?
people.
Yeah.
Get these hands.
No, we're not throwing
No, we don't want to. No hands during COVID.
No
Sorry.
violence. No, oh, yeah, that's
No
right.
hands.
I'll
If you're gonna
just
throw hands, at least wash them before you leave.
I'll just team eliminate you in Valorant then.
Team eliminate.
Well, pretty much we've covered all of my base general questions. Is there anything interesting that we think we should talk about before random
wanna do-
questions?
There's a huge increase in PC building during coronavirus.
See,
That's a huge thing too.
get
An
yourself some
activity.
technology.
It's an activity.
Stay at home,
Stay at home.
social distance, but also still connect with the world
Yep.
and your friends.
Yeah,
Yep.
like I mean, the biggest
think,
thing.
Go.
Okay. The biggest thing I think that COVID has brought is just the use of technology and the amount of people using it. So like one small thing would be, of course, the PCs. Twitch streaming is very big.
Oh
That
yeah.
is true. Yeah, dude, a whole lot of people.
Who do
a
you
whole lot
guys
of people-
watch? Like,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, I gotta watch Budawan
Oh, Budawan.
every
Yes.
Monday,
it's
Wednesday,
James.
Friday.
Okay.
Every Monday,
yeah.
Wednesday, Friday.
So I actually mod for him, but he's like this really
Oh.
cool dude,
Oh.
and like he's live. I think every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Mm.
Twitch TV/Budawan. But he's just like he seems like such a chill, down to earth guy, and like he doesn't have that big of a following,
Yet.
but like
I think he's
yeah,
gonna. I
yeah.
think
He's
he has
really
potential.
Cool. He's really cool.
Yeah.
He has he plays games with his like viewers and stuff, like Jackbox and Among Us.
Yeah, see if I
So it's
got
like it's cool to see like a streamer like interact.
yeah, it's like it
people.
brings back that like human like connection that I feel like we all miss to a degree, you know.
yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's part of the reason why I keep going back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday,
I
10 or
agree.
8:30
I
p.m. PST. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No.
Twitch is a big thing. I think people are, whether you like video
Yeah.
games, whether you like video gaming or not, it's just like being able to watch someone do something and then just and just
Yeah.
kick it with everyone in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's just video games. Like people just go in there just to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in,
Yeah.
like it's like a communal space for people to talk about just literally
Whatever.
anything they want.
And that's what we need right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
We're
But-
social beings. We're social beings as
Yeah.
humans. You know, we
Human-
crave
Right.
that. So when you try to isolate us, it affects us. You know, physically and mentally.
yeah,
Just-
exactly.
Yeah. So you know, any outlet such as Twitch or you know anything really,
what y'all think about
Even
TikTok?
Discord.
or Discord.
Discord,
You know how
yeah.
we're recording this
I've seen a
podcast.
whole bunch of people. Yeah, we're recording this podcast
In
over
Discord.
Yeah,
It's like
Socially distanced.
yeah,
Some of
It's
us
like just-
NorCal, some of us SoCal. Who knows?
yeah. But I don't know. I honestly like. I thought about it to myself like, even what if you don't have like access to like Discord, or even for some families that don't have access to internet, but with this day and age, I mean, I want to say a good majority of people do have access to some sort of like internet.
I heard that
Or wireless.
60% of the world population has a cell phone. I learned that in my
Wow.
class. Fun fact.
Wow.
Crazy fact.
Yo, this guy's a scholar, man.
And
I
Well, if you think
wish.
about that, take that number into perspective, though, that's pretty bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
To the
Especially
world,
if
are we talking about?
everyone has to isolate. 4 out of 10 people literally don't get to see anybody, or
Yeah.
they have no means of social interaction
Yeah,
without risk of, transmitting the
Yeah,
virus. Yeah.
transmitting. Yeah,
right.
So it's just like
Transmutation.
you would think with how far we are in like medicine and the ability to even come up with a vaccine that we would at least be a little bit better.
But that comes with like, can you buy a phone, money, stuff like that. Third world countries probably don't have
Yeah.
them.
That's true. That's what. Yeah.
exactly. Like some countries don't even have what luckily for us in America have. Like we have high speed technology now and
Yeah, you're right.
service compared to like you go somewhere else to like anywhere else in the world.
Compared to other places in the United States that don't have access to the
Yeah.
service. Yeah.
I mean, even in the
No.
U.S., there's a bunch of dead spots
Yeah.
that we just can't get coverage for.
Yeah, we don't need a vaccine. Everyone just needs one free phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
honestly, think about it.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work with capitalism.
Yes. Yeah.
Money, money,
It's always what it comes
money.
down to.
Well, but yeah. So, final question: how do you guys feel today? Like, how do you feel?
I'm tired.
Okay,
Yeah.
Didn't get to
I'm
bed till late
tired.
last night
same.
because I was busy watching some of Budawan's VODs.
Some of the VODs, right? Yeah.
Some of the VODs. Even when he's not live, you can watch his old streams right
Wait,
there
where?
on twitch.tv/Budawan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If he's not live on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday,
Exactly.
8:30 p.m.
8:30.
PST.
8:30 PS. Yeah.
Okay, what is?
I'm
Okay,
gonna
I
cut
just
this
thought
out.
about
I'm just
question. You can cut it out now.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll keep it.
What is okay? Like, what is one thing you do miss about like? What if like what's one thing you do miss that I don't want to say miss, but like what's one thing you do miss before COVID happened?
Food. Food. I really
Going
miss
out,
eating
just
out.
freely going out with friends wherever you want, whenever
Taco
you want.
Tuesdays?
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday,
Tuesday.
I miss the taco truck.
The taco
Oh!
truck. Yes.
taco
No,
truck,
the taco
Santa
truck.
Rosa.
It's not the
Oh,
same.
Elenitas.
It's not the same if you get the food there and then take it back to like
Heck no.
eat somewhere else.
Because they're
Mhm.
open.
It's like first
That taco
experience,
truck that we
yeah.
are talking about is open, but you gotta deliver. You gotta go there, bring it back.
Yeah, it's not
Take
the
a-
same as going
Take
there
home.
hungover at 2 a.m. in the morning and eating a
Getting a taco.
hot burrito
Oh, I know
in
those
freezing
best.
Santa Rosa.
Yes, in the pouring rain.
Yeah, in the rain.
In the rain.
We would do that. Yes, we would do that.
It's good. I mean, I
Yes.
think it's good that things are slowly opening up. They have open outside seating at restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Right.
It's good.
at limited capacity though, which is not bad. I mean, yeah,
Something
which
is
not bad.
something. So it's. I mean, slowly but surely, one day this will be over. Who knows when?
No,
Could be a
One
couple.
page in the history book.
Maybe it's a couple years. Hope not. But
Maybe hopefully it's not a chapter in the history book.
Hopefully it's not.
Hopefully it's a page or two.
Hopefully it's not the 2020s.
Yeah,
Hopefully
totally.
it's 2020. You know,
It's-
I want to see apostrophe S in the history books.
Oh my god.
the 2020s was just
It's not gonna be
Hell.
another. Yeah. just one word.
Jeez.
Hell.
yeah,
2020s. Next chapter.
hell on earth. Yeah.
I mean,
God.
yeah. I mean, in the end of this all, it's like this is definitely going in the books for one, and two, it's history that we're living in, and
Just think
For,
about. I'm telling you, just think about how they felt in the winter. No, you say 1918, 1920.
1918. Wait, yeah.
Imagine how they felt then, and imagine that what we're living in now. It's garbage, but we are so far in the world now that
We have
can sustain.
entertainment.
We can sustain,
We're very innovative and involved.
and I'm blessed.
Yeah.
That's why I'm blessed to live here.
Yeah.
True.
I'm
Any
glad
other-
that we all have computers.
Yeah, true.
And able to talk to each other on a daily. Because I was just thinking, like, even like I think that like for my escape at least is like playing video games and taking your mind off things. And it's a lot of people too. Like even like the video game industry as a whole is just booming right now because a lot of people are resorting to play video games and trying to do something different in their life. Like new players or old and existing players are playing, and that's the way for them to communicate to their friends instead of just texting or calling. Like you get to do, it's like you get to do something with your friends without actually being there with them. Comparing it to like when I used to work at the rec center, and big old Andrew comes on in, and I have to blast shelter every time he walks in, and get to see him and say hi to him in person, and watch him deadlift and go for a
Watch him
PR
deadlift
and spotting
500.
it.
Deadlift
Yeah,
500.
he deadlift 500,
Oh.
and then like I have to,
Saying.
and then I have to go in and grab the bar because he can't do it, and no, he can do it, but like just stuff like that, just
Mhm.
like it just sucks not seeing someone walk in face to face in person.
Yeah.
It's that physical. Is that like what's the word? Physical, not physical touch, but like the physical like
Just
It's just social. It's our
It's just
social
Just seeing
interaction.
Seeing
Yeah.
in
someone's
person.
face in like
In
real
person,
life,
yes.
You know?
In
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the one thing. I mean, I'm glad I have video games. Glad we have technology now.
Yeah.
We have in a way, shape, form, communicate with each other, which is big.
hmm
But yeah,
all right.
does
I don't know
anyone have
how
any
long-
lots of words?
I think that I have not been keeping track of time. I don't know. I think that this is a good time to call it though. I think that we got. Oh, we'll talk about this after. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me today.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Arigato.
Here, catch this.
Yeah,
catch
thank
this.
you.
All right,
Yeah.
there you go. That's there. That's
All right.
that's what's happened. That's COVID. That's what's happening now. All right.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
Gabe. Now carry us in Valorant. I mean, you should type this up now and submit this, and then carry us in Valorant.
Well,
Do
if you
tomorrow. Do tomorrow.
yeah, if you guys watched, if you're still here, I hope you are. Thank you for watching our first podcast ever. I hope you enjoyed it. And who knows? Maybe later on there might be more. But yeah, thank you again. My name is Gabriel. I'm with Bryce, Jenna, Andrew, Sean, and this has been the casual story of COVID-19. Thank you and live safe, please.